You're this perp back with another video. Just got done watching Snowfall episode 9. Got one more episode next week, and that's it for season 4. But man, this was a really solid episode. This was really crazy to watch. I might have to do some what ifs this weekend. Definitely check out the link in the description below for all my other Snowfall content. So, starting off with Tinashe or T, you know, she thought she was slick with her puppy dog eyes. She thought, Franklin was going to feel sympathy for her and her brother. But nah, Franklin is past gone that for like mercy as far as, just dealing with people in general. So Franklin is trying to figure out what to do with Tinashe, because you definitely could see that he cares about her still, but he wants to stop Jerome from making a huge mistake and running into a whole trap. And this was a really dope scene in just showing how far Franklin has come as a character. Like he throws up his fist to Jerome to stop him, and they get into this fist fight. Obviously, Jerome beats his ass, but Franklin is willing to do whatever it takes to stop Jerome because he loves Jerome. He still loves his family members and the people he's close to, even though he lies to them, which eventually will probably backfire. So now they get to Najee to kind of set up a meeting with Manboy to get the drop on him. And I gotta be honest with you, I was not really expecting it to go as smoothly as it did, Tanaje was able to pretty much lure Manboy out into the open. Manboy quickly figured out that, it was a trap, but it was too late. He got shot up. But he says something really interesting to Franklin that I feel like this is what the end game of this series is going to be, is his people turning his back on him. Now, if you remember in the last episode, Teddy even told Franklin, like, you can't trust nobody, because at the end of the day, people will do whatever it takes to save their own asses, pretty much. So news gets back to Khadijah about Drew or Manboy, and she's just furious at this point because it's like all this stuff is happening. She's lost her daughter and now her brother, and Scully's trying to get Khadijah to kind of come to her senses and says, like, you gotta let that hate go. It's just gonna do nothing but eat you up inside. And she's not even thinking correctly. She's just doing things out of rage, and that's never a good thing. That's always somebody's downfall at the end. So we finally get back to Louie in the hospital. She doesn't look like in terrible shape. I hope she gets out of the hospital by next episode or probably season 5. But Jerome realizes, we gotta finish this, and they kind of put their bullshit aside, and it looks like Jerome gave him a sign that, yeah, I'm proud of you. Here's a scene right here, though, that I really enjoyed. Sissy and Jerome just talking, and just Sissy expressing her concerns about Jerome and Franklin and just their wants and their needs, and she just hopes that Jerome gets out of the game before it's too late. A lot of foreshadowing for possible deaths in the near future of this series. We just got to wait. So now we go to Nosy Irene, and now she's with Alton at this radio station to kind of blow things up even more, which, you could look at this woman's face and she's terrified, and this was probably the biggest mistake because Teddy warned her that the next time that you try to do this shit, I will kill you. Speaking of Teddy, it looks like because of that whole interview she did, or radio interview, Teddy's fired and tells Gustavo, don't trust nobody, always have an exit plan. So I don't know really what Teddy's gonna do from here on out now. Like, now is somebody else gonna be controlling the drops for Franklin? What's he gonna do for Javi? I still think he has plans to get rid of Javi. I don't know. Or maybe he's just keeping him around because he can kind of trust him more than his own people. Who knows? Let me know how you guys feel about that. So they finally meet. I'm talking about Teddy and Irene. And Irene is like terrified because, you know, she doesn't understand why this guy is being so nice to me. Teddy even looks like he's about to confess, but of course, Teddy is really good at manipulating situations and getting his way out of certain situations and getting rid of problems. He's been doing this since season 1. But man, does he does do Irene foul. Like, he puts something in her drink to make her pass out behind the wheel, and he pretty much suffocates her. And it's really sad because, regardless of how people feel about Irene, I think she was the only genuine good person trying to do right by her community. And now she's dead. So now going back to the Khadijah problem, they use Wanda to kind of lure out Black Diamond and I forget the other chick's name, but the two strippers for hire, Wanda comes in and plays this role perfectly. And I had a theory that I thought that Wanda would be the one to get Khadijah killed. She definitely sets things in motion. I even made a video about that. But, Franklin makes a deal and be like, we'll pay you more and you don't got to worry about nothing. Just tell us where Khadijah is and set up the meeting. So now Khadijah is really excited that, that they found Leon, knowing it's a setup, and Scully is just kind of just at a loss for words. So now it's a setup. Khadijah just completely walks right into it, and Leon really tries to apologize and make things right between him and Khadijah because he knew that him killing a child was wrong. But Khadijah wasn't trying to hear it. Jerome just takes her out like it's nothing, doesn't even hesitate. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's going to have ramifications, man. I'm telling you, there's a lot of foreshadowing throughout this whole entire season. Going back to the hospital, you have Alton confronting Sissy, and you really see how much he loves Sissy unconditionally. He doesn't care that, there's a target on his head. But Franklin interrupts this and he says some of the funniest shit that I already know it's supposed to be serious, but he was saying like, that ain't your job no more. I'm paraphrasing, but that shit was, he has a lot of deep hatred for his father, or resentment, not hatred, I should say, but he has some resentment, most definitely. Then we get Scully looking at his dead sister's corpse, and this is the one nigga that you did not need to be alive, because I feel like he's going to go on a rampage and he's going to snap back into crazy Scully. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, there's a report on the news of, Irene dying, and Sissy gives Franklin the illest stink eye. Like, did you do this? Did you have something to do with this? Knowing that it was all Teddy. Speaking of which, Teddy pops up at the hospital looking for Franklin and starts asking Franklin, did you handle that situation with your father yet? And I feel like this is where Teddy and Franklin might part ways or have a rift, because I feel like regardless of all the things that have gone down with Alton, Franklin still loves his father. He's just kind of mad at him right now. I don't think he's got it in him to kill his own father. But what do you think? Do you think Franklin is capable of taking out Alton? I mean, he did kill Andre, and that was damn near like a father figure to him. So we'll just have to wait and see about this finale. Let me know some of your predictions for next week. Next week, I will be back with the finale review. Man, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. I've been enjoying this whole entire season, man. It's been a fun ride. But until next week, I will see y'all later. Peace.